in anywhere else. Good characteristics about a sunflower. What are sunflower characteristics? Proud of their what? Flaws.
Like the sun.
Yeah, the flaws are what make the sunflower beautiful to me. It's the uniqueness of it that make it beautiful. Soraya, I know you got it. Soraya has a different kind of eye. So what makes a sunflower beautiful to you?
The fact that they're full of seeds that you can see.
Okay.
Which means that they're willing and ready, available to share their growth and whatever they're harvesting.
Oh, that was good to me. All right, somebody else. What is beautiful about a sunflower to you? Yes.
That it can be like different from the others.
It can
It's
be.
okay to be different.
It's okay to be different. Yes.
They change colors in different seasons.
Say that again. Come say that on the mic, because a lot of people don't know that.
They change colors in different seasons.
Did y'all know that?
No.
That sunflowers actually change colors in the season. As it starts, it's really yellow, then it gets bright, then it gets a deep orange, and then their colors change as they go. So a red rose is going to be a red rose. Boom. But a yellow sunflower might not always be a yellow sunflower. That's something to consider. You is what you is. Anybody ever met somebody that was cute in middle school, but not in high school? Sweet, smelling. Anybody glad that you didn't marry your elementary school, your middle school, your high school? Anybody ever met somebody that in elementary school that was cute, but now that you're a little bit older, it's like, what happened? Like, you got beat with a sack of bricks, did you not? Your baby teeth was cute, but your primaries need some work. Sweet smelling Savior. And your skin used to be flawless. What pizza shop opened on your face? Anybody ever? Anybody ever? You know, your teeth are playing tic-tac, any, mini, mighty, mo. Which tooth has to go? No, anybody ever? You know, so sunflowers change over time. Let's talk about good traits of lilies, calla lilies.
They're very
They're very
unique.
unique.
Very distinct.
They're very distinct.
You can spot them when you see them.
You can spot them when you see them. Calla lilies, come.
They're graceful.
They're graceful.
They're seen as a purity.
They're seen as purity. They're pure. People that are calla lilies normally are very pure in nature. Come on, Mr. Ray. I know. Come on.
It looks like a cup, so it's always full of things, and it like the top looks like a spout, so it will pour out or whatever.
Yes, it waters things that are around it. Once that thing gets full, it's going to come on out and pour on over. It's giving of its water. It fills up first, and then it gives out. Oh, y'all get that? It fills up what? First, and then it gives out. Roses is just dropping, but calla lilies, they're going to get something in them first. And you got to let something get in them first, and then they will give out. You know, I think maybe sometimes the problem is that so many people trying to give it, and ain't nothing in them. Sometimes you got to get full before you can give out. What's your observation? Come on. Amelia, you had an observation.
Oh, it was like when you said that it can fill up and then pour out, that can also be a flaw and a good thing too.
Yes.
Because some people, it's like something
They hold stuff.
and then one thing can happen and they snap and
And they pour it all out. I'm a calla lily in that regard. I get full. And you know how long I've been working on this lesson, this series? For about a year. About a year. Since last year, about 6 or 7 months. Right? I had to fill up first before I could pour out. And the same way I teach is the same way I am when I'm angry. You do one thing, drop. You do 2 things, drip, drop. You do 4 things, drip, drop. Drip. You dripping and dropping. Let me get full. See, the first time you stepped on my toe and didn't say sorry, I knew you was rude. But see now, then you go down the list of things. Calla lilies. What's some good qualities about a rose?
That it's different flowers. Like people like them more than like other flowers.
They're popular. Popularity is a good thing. Yes. Their perfect texture, they're velvety on their petals. Yes, they got the right texture. Yes. Their color, they come in an array of colors. My mom's favorite flower and mine of the roses happens to be sterling silver roses. If you're going to give me a rose, make it sterling silver, please. Okay? No, really, just whoever wants to say flowers. I'll just say, make them sterling silver roses, please. Yes, somebody else. What are some good things about the rose? Anybody? Yes?
It's an expression of love.
It's an expression of love. Yes. A very distinct smell. Yes.
They're good in any situation.
They're good in any situation. Roses grow everywhere. So all of these good things, but there's some cons that come with these good flowers. Roses have thorns. You can't get a good smelling rose without getting a prick. Roses make you bleed. Yes.
It's like a lot of people who are roses, they tend to be very approachable and something that somebody would want from the outside looking in, but once you get to know them, you're just like, oh, you're full of yourself, you're narcissistic.
Whoa. Yeah, she started to make a list. She started to go down the list. Yeah, roses, once you get so close, it's like, ooh.
And even despite, in my opinion, despite the thorns, that's the first sign of defense for a rose. It's like, okay, I look beautiful, but don't get too close.
Yes.
That's their defense mechanism, but they have a false sense of self because their petals on the outside are very open. But when you get to the center, it's very closed.
It's very closed. So roses are people that are open until they're not. In that regard, I'm a little bit of a rose. I'll tell you everything until I don't. I'll show the world until I won't. I'm an open book until I'm not. I like to be edited in some areas. Yeah, roses. Calla lilies. What's some flaws about a calla lily?
How it's weirdly shaped.
It's weirdly shaped. Yes? Yes.
Even though it can fill up and pour out, it requires a lot of it to fill up and pour out.
It requires a lot of it to fill up and pour out. Yes, somebody else. What's weird about a calla lily?
That it's like how it could change color, like green.
It could change colors from green to white. So first, calla lilies are green, which would be considered naive. Then, after their naivety, they come out in a pure fashion, white fashion. Let me tell you something else that I found out through personal experience about a calla lily. They're not edible. Well, see, when I was a kid and I was growing up, we had morning glories that grew on the fence in the backyard, and I learned that if you take the morning glory off the stem and suck it out, you're going to get some honey or some nectar out of the morning glory, and those things are so good. So in the morning before we go to school, all the way I'll be like, sucking out the nectar out the morning glories. And so after I got stuck on morning glories, and then, you know, you can candy rose petals and eat them. So rose petals are edible as well. And so I knew that you could eat rose petals, and I knew that you could suck the nectar out of morning glories, and then we eat sunflower seeds all the time. So I wonder what a calla lily tastes like. And I bit it, and as I was chewing it, you know, calla lilies are not edible at all. Lilies will kill your dogs, your pets. If you have lilies, you can't have no pets, because they'll kill your pets. Because when you bite the lily, it got these things that feel like you swallowed little minuscule knives all on your tongue. They look good, but they will cut you. Do not consume. That's why they don't have no protective measures on the outside, because they are in themselves their own defense. They're very independent. Have you ever noticed this? Lilies hang out with lilies.
Yep. Like in a pond.
Lilies, yes. Lilies kick it with lilies. They don't hang out with nobody else. But sunflowers are what's some not good things about a sunflower.
They're large.
Their stems are prickly.
Their stems are prickly.
Their roots are too big.
Uh-huh.
They're very dominant flowers.
They're very dominant. You know that nothing can grow within about 6 feet of a sunflower?
It sucks all the stuff out.
It takes all of the stuff out of the soil. Sunflowers. Here's your assignment when you go home. This is the part we're going to discuss. I want you to ask Mom and Dad if they were in this lesson. Here's the part that you're going to do offline. I want you to ask the people in your family around you, are you a sunflower? Are you a calla lily? Are you a rose? That's what I want you to ask. I want you to ask them, I want you to share with them how you see them. How do you see them? Do you see them as a rose? And tell them why. I see you as a rose because X, Y, and Z. And after they say, I see you as a rose because X, Y, and Z, then I want you to tell them how you see yourself. You want to know one of the things that I found out? I found out my nieces and nephews looked at me as a rose, but I really feel like a sunflower. And they may not have never knew that Amia looks at me like I'm a rose. But I feel like I'm a awkward, funny looking, can't get a date at still. Teeth is a little bit better. I'm good enough. I'm good enough to be. I'm people's. I'm people's secret friend. Oh, let's just have 2 minutes of a real conversation. I'm people's secret friend. I'm your friend in private, but you don't want nobody to know that you like me in public. I'm people's private counselor. You want to counsel, you want to talk to me in private, but you don't want nobody. I'm the person that you'll call to ask, what do you think about a sermon, but you'll never invite me to preach. I'm the person that you'll call and ask, what should I do? Or you'll cry to when your boyfriend hurt your feelings, but you'll never date me. I'm that, but if everyone looks at me like I'm the rose, but I see myself as a sunflower, then maybe you think higher of me than I think of myself. So when you say to me, Uncle Jay, you're so confident, and I look at you like, girl, I'm nervous. You don't see this middle button on my shirt? You feel it, you can pull the thing off because I done twisted this thing so tight. And when remember the trick I told y'all I do when I go on stage? I always wear bracelets because why? So I can play with them. Come, tell them why.
You wear bracelets a lot on stage because when you do get nervous, you don't want to stand there messing with your button like that. So you'll probably act like you're adjusting your sleeve or something, but you're playing with your bracelet so you don't have a nervous breakdown.
So I don't have a nervous breakdown. So everybody looks like, oh my God, you're so confident. Y'all see me do that on the radio show all the time, right? I'll start fixing my bracelet. Because really what has happened is, in all of the confidence I'm showing you, I'm actually not confident at all. You would never, you can't tell.
You seem like you were very confident.
But I'm not.
That's amazing.
At all.
Wow.
So you might look at Uncle Jay like, Uncle Jay, you're a rose. No, Uncle Jay feels like the sunflower. You know, when people call you ugly enough, you start to see what they see. So a part of the reason that you might be single is because I'm a little bit too scared to ask. Oh. When people call you ugly long enough, you start to see what they see. When people talk about you long enough, you start to see what they see when they see you. So maybe you feel like a sunflower because the things people have said about you, you actually now see it. Well, you know, I am a little, if I do turn sideways and I don't have this coat on, it is hard. I'm so glad my hair is long because you can see this black drape in the back so you know whether or not I'm coming or going. No. So how do we see each other? And we might be treating people one way. You start handling the rose like, oh, you think you're too good. Oh, you think you're too, you think you just so, you a princess. You know what my brothers called me that one time? You the princess. That hurt my feelings so bad. Because I really feel like the sunflower. I really feel like the peasant. How do you see yourself? How do you see each other? Maybe you're treating someone different than that. Maybe your child acts that way because they see themselves as a sunflower, but you see a rose, and the resistance you're getting is, Mom, you're trying to make me be something I'm not. How many of you guys finished that movie? Sierra Burgess is a loser. Remember when she has that breakdown and she tells her mom, look at me. You don't see me? Her mom says, you're beautiful. She says, you don't see me? You don't see me? Sometimes we don't see people the way they see themselves. And that can hurt your relationship. And you'll never know unless you ask. You're smart. I don't understand why you're acting so stupid. Because they probably feel what? Stupid. You're beautiful. I don't understand why you acting so ugly. Because they probably feel ugly. You ever consider that maybe people are acting based on how they see themselves? And we want them to act the way we see them, but not how they see themselves. Let's consider those things. Let's have that conversation. So I thank y'all for coming to Think Tank. For those of you that are here, and I'm going to have a little 5-minute chat online with those people that are still live. Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have any comments? Does anybody have any concerns? Because we're about to do 5 minutes of live on camera, and y'all can go home. Anybody got anything for me? Any questions? What's your homework assignment?
How they see themselves as a flower. I mean, a sunflower, a
Calla, lily, or a rose. And then you're going to tell them what?
How you see yourself.
How you see them. Parents, you're going to ask your kids, and then you're going to tell them how you see them. And you might be surprised what you hear. Now, here are the rules. Whatever you hear, just take it. If your child says, I'm a sunflower, don't respond. Hear them. No, baby, you're so sweet, and we're so busy trying to make them be something that they're not, or something we wish that they were. And you're not hearing what I said. It don't matter how handsome you think I am. If I think I'm ugly, you say I'm handsome till you blue in the face. I see ugly. Swallow that. If you don't swallow what I've said about how I see myself, then there's no way you can help me. Because you first have to hear and accept my perspective. Anybody ever tried to make you change before they even try to figure out how you got the way you were? Ain't that irritating? You try to change me, you don't even know. Stop being so defensive. You don't even know why I'm defensive. But you're trying to make me be something else. Let's cut it out. So we're going to have that conversation. We're not going to respond. Because the next class, in 2 weeks, after you sit on that thing for 2 weeks, we're going to talk about it. We're going to build some tools and talk about it. Because the first line in that movie, Sierra says, I am a magnificent beast. That's the first line of the movie. All right? So listen, you guys can go home quietly because I'm going to have a little bit of conversation online live. If you have any questions, write them down. Make sure you finish your post-test. Let's save our questions and save our things. We're going to have a little bit. If you want to stay for a little piece of this live conversation, you're welcome. We appreciate you. And we're going to talk. Miss Toy, you want to join the live conversation with me? No, we're just going to talk about it. Were you watching?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She said she's a sunflower.
You said you're sunflower?
I am a sunflower. Ask me why.
Why?
Because
You gotta get on the mic.
oh, that's no problem.
Right. Not a problem. Come. This Miss Toy, she's the person that always tuned in on the Encounter Radio Show. Misfits Radio. Come on, we got cameras. So I'm the direction.
Yes. I'm a sunflower, and I did hear your description of it. And I am a sunflower because of exactly that. I am big and tall, and I give off rays, beautiful rays, but there's some ugliness to me.
Okay.
And that's why I'm a sunflower.
Okay.
And for me, I think because this whole society is built on just the physical and always get you just so beautiful and so beautiful, but nobody really sees that ugly because it's not on the surface. So that's why I am a sunflower.
Okay. So for those of us that were watching live, Miss Toy, she's a part of like all of the stuff that I do. She comes to the Encounter Brunch. She has only missed like maybe one. Like she is like really, really awesome. This is her wonderful daughter, Ray. So listen, we're gonna do this thing based on we're gonna try the lesson just live and in person. Ray, how would you describe your mother? A rose, a lily, or a sunflower? Could you close that back door?
I see my mom as a sunflower because
Are you seeing your mom as a sunflower because she said she's a sunflower, or why do you see your mom as a sunflower?
because there's beauty outside, but it can be like ugly in it, like when the stem is too prickly.
When the stem is too prickly. What makes your mom a prickly stem?
Like when people get her mad, she would get angrier at them.
Okay. All right. Mom, how do you see Murray?
And this is what my choices are, correct?
Sunflower, calla lily, roses.
Now, when I was driving, I kind of lost some kind of, I was over near the airport, so I didn't hear this description.
Calla lilies are beautiful flowers. They're beautiful flowers. They're wonderful flowers. But the thing about calla lilies is they don't fit with other flowers. They don't, normally calla lilies are by themselves. Calla lilies are the whitest. They're known for their purity. They represent white, like white and pure. And then they go from this green stage to this white stage.
Okay.
So it's like they go from being completely naive and then they get wisdom and knowledge, but then it remains a purity. And it's difficult to kind of like get information, but you're still pure at heart.
Okay.
Like, so I think in that regard, I feel a little bit like a calla lily myself. That's probably why they're one of my favorite flowers. Because I used to be green and stupid. I had life experiences, and I tried to come out of it with a pure heart. You know what I mean? Then the other thing about calla lilies is they're porous. They're one of them flowers that they fill up, and then they pour out.
Okay.
So I'm one of them type of people. Like, I'll take it, I'll take it, I'll take it, I'll take it, I'll take it.
Yes.
And then I'm going to tip out. Yeah, I guess Amia wanted you to do this assignment with her. Okay. So what do you?
So I would consider more red and rose, and I heard your description of a rose, but my description would be a little different.
Okay.
She is my first and only child, so that quality would be that perfectionist number one of the roses kind of thing, because she is my number one. But the petals are very soft. They wilt are fast. I don't think she has a tough exterior yet, especially with me as her mom, and I wear armor all the time.
Okay.
Also with the thorns, as beautiful as they are very prickly. So at 10 years old, I think she's going through a stage where, as beautiful as she is, she's getting thorny. And we're working those out. Because I just like with the rose, and when I purchased them, or I've even had them de-thorned.
The rose.
So I don't get stuck. So that's what I'm in the process, and her dad is as parents. We're de-thorning our rose.
Okay. So how do you feel about hearing that? About you being the rose, and how do you see yourself?
I feel good about it because like I can be pretty soft, but I have some things like other things that like people don't like.
Okay. Cool.
But I see myself as a calla lily.
You see yourself as a calla lily. Why do you see yourself as a calla lily?
Because at school everybody's like acting like they're better than everybody, and I just separate myself
So you're not the better than kid, you're not the worst kid, but you feel like you might be the kid in the middle?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How does that feel, being the kid somewhere in the middle?
It actually feels good because you don't want to be like other people. You don't want to be just like them. You want to be a leader, not a follower.
A leader, not a follower. Is it hard being a leader sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes because people can get you distracted easily and make you be a follower.
Okay. So you try to fit in sometimes, but you find like the Calla lily, no matter how much you try, just don't look right. So when I try to fit in, I don't look right. When I try to fit in, I don't look right. So you kind of end up having to stick with other Calla lilies. Got you. All right. So the rule is you heard each other, but you can't do no more than hear each other until our next class.
Fair.
All right. Fair.
Yes.
Hear each other, chew on it. Like really think about it. Think about it. So you saw yourself the way your daughter saw you. And so you saw sunflower, your daughter saw sunflower.
Yes.
You saw Rose,
she
saw Calla.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Cool. All right, come on. Next. This is going to be interesting. This is our dad. This is the #1 dad. He painted the game room. These are great. So, Amia, you're going to describe how you see your dad. All right?
Okay, so you saw him explain these two, but like the sunflower is like supposedly like an ugly flower, but I don't think it's an ugly flower. I think it's a pretty flower.
It's our favorite flower.
Yeah.
Both of us.
And I see you a mixture of all three because you could have like a rough interior, like a sunflower.
Okay. Exterior?
And then a rough like interior, like he's a very like I don't want to explain it, but
He's rough on the outside,
yeah.
but on the inside it's a rough exterior.
Yeah, kind of sort of. And then I see you like a rose because you're the person who made me who I am, and I think that's awesome because you helped Mom a lot when it came to like raising me and stuff like that. So I see you as very like helpful, and you're good in situations like a rose can. And I see you like a Calla lily because you take in a lot of stuff until you pour out. And you, like when we were at the airport, you show your love through situations, and you're not a very like lovey-dovey person, kinda. And
That's is your so it's how you see it.
yeah, and yeah, like a sunflower is like it might have a rough interior,
Exterior.
yeah, rough exterior, but it has like a very beautiful
Interior.
yeah.
Got it. Okay. So how do you see yourself first?
Myself.
As one of the flowers. Are you a sunflower?
I never thought about it,
Okay.
but from what you said, me and her mother's yin and yang.
Okay.
Quiet,
Uh-huh.
my demeanor is calm.
Uh-huh.
Her mother's total opposite.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So for me to finally get to that point, it's got to really be
Be
something.
something. Yeah.
I'm not just gonna
Yes. Yeah.
fall for the littlest thing. If it's like I told you the other day, something you can control, something you can't control.
Uh-huh.
So there's no use of getting mad off of stuff you can't control. It's true.
Right. Very true. So you would see yourself as sounds like a Calla lily, like you're strong, you're sturdy, and you take in things, and then what you can control, you fill up, and then you pour out. All right. How do you see Amia? Would you say she's a rose, she's a Calla lily, or a sunflower?
I say my favorite is the rose.
Okay. Why would you say she's a rose?
Well, she's my only child.
Okay.
I had her late in life.
Okay.
Not like a lot of
People that started
16,
early.
17,
Right.
making babies, all that.
Mhm.
I didn't make her till I was 34.
Okay.
So in a sense,
She is your rose.
she was meant to come at that particular time, not
Okay.
early in my life,
Okay.
but at this
At that
particular time
Mhm.
where I'm mentally
Ready.
to take care of her.
Okay.
Because the streets.
Yeah.
None of that. She ain't fast. None of that.
So she.
Think like me, draws.
Yeah.
Her demeanor's calm.
Yeah.
And
She's your rose.
She's a good child.
She's your rose. So how do you see yourself?
I see myself kind of like a calla lily.
Okay.
Because, like, I don't really fit well with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, as Stillwell, it's, even though there are a lot of different people there, I kind of find myself, it's weird. It's like I see myself like a calla lily and a rose.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like here, I saw myself more like a rose because I could jump around.
People that are a lot like you.
Yeah, and I could jump around like different groups. Like I can hang out with Trent and them, and then go hang out with Cameron and them, and it'd be fine. But then at school I feel more like and then at school I feel more like a calla lily because if I look at myself when I was like 8, 9, 10, and look at myself now at 14, 15, I feel like I have grown from naive to a little bit more wisdom like that. And it's like a mixture.
So the mixture too. All right. So y'all heard each other, and y'all kind of got to just sit on that and just stew on it and think about it. And how does it feel to be called a rose? She almost cheesed out the building. She was like, "Oh, a rose." All right. That's interesting. I love y'all. All right. Love you. See you back later. Okay. All right. All right. Got you. All right.
It's every Monday?
Yeah, every Monday, just except next Monday. So y'all, we've been here, we've been rocking. I thank y'all, Misfits family, for joining. How do you see yourself? Did we get anybody replying? Did anybody say?
On Facebook.
On Facebook? Anybody say anything interesting?
This really was trying to understand the flowers, and I was letting them know that actually seeing the flowers and what they look like was helping the kids and the parents explain themselves a little bit more.
So you want me to explain it to them real quick? Okay. So here we have, I'm going to get one of each. We have a sunflower, we have a calla lily, and we have a rose. All right, so y'all with me on Encounter Radio, so I'm going to give it to you all 3 ways in less than 10 minutes. All right, so here we go. The sunflower, I'll save that for last. Let's start with the rose. The rose is considered the perfect flower. It's the flower everybody wants to get. Your wife is going to be mad if you don't give her roses for Valentine's Day. Your wife is going to be upset if you don't give her, roses for her birthday. If you mess up and men get in trouble, you get your wife what? Roses. Because roses make everything okay. They're sweet, they're beautiful, they're the perfect flower. Roses grow on every continent except Antarctica. So roses are the world's flower. Roses belong to everybody. Africa, Asia, every country has a rose except Antarctica. Barely anything grows there. All right, so roses are the flower. The correlation is Jesus is called the Rose of Sharon because he's sweet. He's the perfect flower, and he belongs to the world. So that's why we call Jesus the Rose of Sharon. Then you have the calla lily. The calla lily is a beautiful flower. Lilies normally grow in valleys or in like trenched in places, right? So calla lilies are beautiful, but also in their beauty are well-watered places. The other thing about their beauty, though, is they are the perfect white. So in spite of all of the dirt that they grow through and all of the surroundings that they come out this pure white. And it seems like when they come out of the dirt, they come out ignorant of it because they're a greenish color, a bright green, which means they're naive. Like they don't know. Like what happened? Like you ever get that family member that really didn't know the family drama? Like, but they was in the middle of it. Like how you didn't know Uncle Chester was a molester, but you was in the middle of it. You know what I mean? Like how you didn't know that my aunt didn't like how you didn't know, because they were naive in all of the dirt that was around them, and then they blossom into this pure white flower. There is no flower that is whiter than a lily, right? So theologically, we call Jesus the lily in the valley. No matter the valley that you're in, you can find a white lily, you can find a ray of hope, you can find something beautiful, sweet, and fragrant, even in the valleys of your life. All right, so these are terms that have biblical theological basis. You got the flower, he's the rose of Sharon, and the sweet smelling fragrance. You got the lily, he's the lily in the valley. He's something beautiful, even in the dry, low, places, swampy places of your life. But then I call him the sunflower of the world. That's what I call him. That's my theological term. Because sunflowers grow to be about 12 feet tall, at least 12 feet. The largest one is about 16 feet tall. 12 feet is if you was to stand me on my head, and then you add 2 more inches, because I'm 5'11". So if you stand me on my head and you add 2 more inches, you got 12 feet. They grow to at least be 16. The tallest one on record is 16. The head is big. They got all these big seeds, and they're ugly to a lot of people. It takes a special eye to see the beauty in a sunflower. So if you don't have that special eye to see that beauty, you'll never see it. Just like if you don't have a special eye, you'll never see beauty in Christ. So just like all of those flowers come people. They're people that it take a special eye to see beauty in them. They're people that we say you must have been a beautiful baby, because look at you now. We got those kind of people. Then you have people that are lilies, who tend to be naive, but their purity and all of the crap that they've been through makes them beautiful. Then you have people that tend to be roses. The thing about roses is roses fit pretty much in any bouquet, unless you try to put them with a sunflower or a lily. The thing about lilies is lilies don't play well with anything other than other lilies. Google bouquets with lilies. It's very hard to find a calla lily or a Easter lily in a bouquet with other flowers. They typically are always by themselves. And sunflowers ain't even never hardly used. Who wants a sunflower? You understand? Like, if you brought your wife a sunflower for her birthday, she would feel like, what you saying, Negro? You're saying you want to sleep on the couch? Is that what you're saying? You're saying no shenanigans tonight. That's what you just said, because you're calling me a sunflower? Like, what are you saying? So the correlation in the class or what we were helping the kids to see and the parents to see was, if I see my child as a rose, beautiful, you fit in, kids should love you, you're popular, you're smart, you're intelligent, you're all of those things that come with being a rose. But my child sees himself as a sunflower. I say, why are you acting so stupid? Because I feel stupid. Why you acting so? Because I feel ugly. You too smart to act so dumb, but I feel dumb. You have to show that sunflower, who you see as a rose, the beauty that's in them. Because if you don't, they won't get it themselves. Then you got the lily. Because lilies are used, but not that often, because lilies only play well with other lilies, they're kind of mediocre. They're the flower that I'm beautiful, but I'm not the rose, but I'm beautiful. Your wife wouldn't be mad at you if you got her calla lilies, but it's not the same response you're going to get if you send 12 dozen roses. Send 12 calla lilies. Oh, my husband's so sweet. Send 12 roses. You a different kind of man. You see what? So unless the calla lily is your favorite flower, it says something different. And people that are calla lilies are kind of people that are in the middle. People that are roses are people that are popular, they fit in, they got all that stuff going for them. And with each flower comes their issues. Roses have thorns, but their petals are edible. Calla lilies, they don't appear to have anything wrong, but I want you to try to bite it. I did. I almost died. Then you got the sunflower, where it gives you seeds. Pretty much all of it is useful, but at the end of the day, it's not that attractive to look at. So in all of that, we can find human life. So the purpose of the class, Sunflowers, Calla Lilies, and Roses, is to help the children, one, identify with themselves, but also categorize and identify other people, and to help the parents relate to their kids. So week after next, because next week is Martin Luther King, you need to watch Sierra Burgess is a Loser. on Netflix. So if you got Netflix, watch Sierra Burgess is a Loser.
It doesn't come out until?
No.
Or is it out now?
It's out now.
Oh.
It's out now. Watch Sierra Burgess is a Loser. And then you also want to watch Wonder if you're going to be with us the whole 9 weeks, because those are the discussions. Wonder is the boy that has a distorted face. He was a sunflower. Beautiful kid, but unless you really got to know him and learn to look at him a different way, he was a sunflower in a world of roses and calla lilies. It's hard to be a sunflower in the world of roses and calla lilies. And then you have Sierra Burgess is a loser, who might be considered a lily. I would call her a lily, but she saw herself as a sunflower. She dates this boy, or she tricks this boy into dating her by pretending that she catfishes him. She catfishes him because she thinks the boy only likes roses, but he actually likes sunflowers. And I would say she's a calla lily. She sees herself as a sunflower, and he saw her as a rose. And so it all deals with how kids perceive themselves. So this whole class is about perception, position, and reality, and giving you the tools to have that conversation with each other. That's messing up people in their relationship. Your husband is trying to live up to the standard of being a rose, and he actually feels like a sunflower. Your wife is trying to be a rose, but she might feel like a calla lily. She might feel like she's just mediocre. She might feel he feels like he's mediocre. And you know, there's that one song that say he don't want no mediocre. So if everybody feels the pressure to be a rose, but I really feel like I'm only mediocre, or I really feel like I don't fit at all, then they feel like they might be in a little bit of trouble and they have no place to go. So that's what this class was about. For those of y'all, come week after next, we're going to have a great time. The brunch is this Saturday. For my Facebook people that are watching, tune in to Misfits Radio. You can find us on Misfits Media Group on YouTube. You can find us on misfitsmediagroup.net. I stream live from Facebook. Our Facebook page is Misfits Radio on Facebook. And so I want you to tap into us. I want my Misfits Radio to find us on the Encounter Brunch. That's how you can find us on my Facebook.
You said this Saturday, 19th?
Next Saturday.
Okay,
Saturday the 26th.
Right.
Come to the brunch. And I want y'all to log into my Misfits Radio show on this Sunday. It's every Sunday from 11 to 1. So I want to merge my two families and audiences together, so that way we can be one big Misfit family. Because Misfits Radio, we the sunflower of the world.
That's right.
All right. Thank y'all for rocking with us. All right. We went off on this song. Praise you, Lord.